What's good, my friends? Tony here, and yes, it's been a long time since I have finished my Heavy Rain playthrough, and wow, I've missed you all a lot. Originally, I wanted to do this video right after my playthrough, to just like having those feelings and emotions still hanging in there, but life and job have kept me away from this, and yes, those are the excuses, I know. But anyway, I still want to share my opinion, my reaction, and my thoughts about this game, and the best time to do that is now. So, let's do this. It wouldn't be like the original action-packed video. I wanted to showcase you some extras, like right here. Let me switch. It's there to turn off that music so it won't be that loud for you. Yes, bonus part. And I will be showcasing you concept arts and we'll be talking about to you, but first I want to thank you all of my viewers and subscribers who has been there all the time commenting and supporting me, and also the newcomers who joined this Let's Play recently. All of this means a lot to me. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, if you have any questions, suggestions, want to share feedback, please feel free to do so, and the comment section is always open for you. So yeah, let's go to the concept art. Right, so now I am gonna talk about Heavy Rain, obviously. I will share my thoughts about this Let's Play, explanation about things I was confused or the ones that weren't explained, and we'll go through all the characters, what I liked, what I disliked, my reflection on everything that happened. It won't be a review of this game, but rather, as I said, a reflection, but you can treat it as a review if you wish, whatever. And after that I will give you an idea of what I'm going to do next, what game I will play, and my future plans as well. So yeah, I'm going to showcase you this art. I will be sliding it like this, so you won't be super bored while listening to me. And excuse me, and we'll talk. Yeah. So, Heavy Rain. Did I enjoy playing it? Hell yes, I loved it. Throughout my playtime, I had moments of joy, sadness, desperation, emotional breakdowns, that feeling, that raw emotion. The game's motto, everything I did for love. I could literally feel it in almost every chapter. This game triggered my feelings. I felt my emotions. I literally felt alive while playing it. And the Quantic Dream studio did a fantastic job. I can imagine just going through the entire game for 2 or 3 days straight, and it will be like emotional roller coaster. So yes, I loved my experience. It's one of my favorite genre, these interactive movies, and it definitely is one of my favorite game from this genre. And I think the favorite one by Quantic Dream, although I haven't played them all, but still. So the characters. I will start with the main hero who ended up being my favorite. It's Ethan Mars. I had so many crazy theories about him, and I was suspecting him from the beginning of the game, thinking he is a killer. But eventually, I surrendered, of course, that thought and just felt his pain, his desire to save his son. I guess he was a sort of a loser after that. And I don't think that the loser is actually a good word. Maybe I should have picked another one, but loser in a good way, After Jason's death, everything just fell apart and his life was a mess, but he didn't give up and he fought till the end, ready to sacrifice everything for his son Sean. And I think we spent most of the time playing as Ethan, so it was inevitable, for me anyway, to making him my favorite character, or rather him becoming my favorite character. But let's talk about some confusions, and I believe most of all are linked to Ethan, actually. So first scene is Jayden episode, and we are actually here on the art scene, like that mall. And Jayden episode. Remember when we actually saved Jayden while covering him during that car hit while we were jumping? So yeah, it looked like the car hit Ethan, but actually it was made on purpose. And what I mean by that, Sony asked Quantic Dream, the team developers, to change the scene and not making it so tragic and mature. I researched all of this, so I am explaining this why it actually happened. So as originally it was planned to show the boy rolling on the ground after the car accident, so it was all that, blood and, brutal child murder scene. And Sony actually asked to not showcasing that. And also they asked to make Jayden older because at first he was actually the younger son of the age of 5, while in the game he's, I think, 10 or 12 maybe, which can explain his quite childish and stupid behavior because he was 5 years old. I mean, that behavior is actually pretty much, explainable for 5 years old, not for 10 years old. So if Jayden was younger, then his death would be like much more cruel, tragic and brutal, and hence why the car did hit Ethan, because of Sony request, so pretty much it. So originally we would have seen a different and more brutal scene, and all of that makes sense now, but it has never been explained. And felt like we actually, like, we have seen something different from what had happened. But originally, it would all just be more brutal. Another scene. After 2 years, when you have to spend the day with Sean after school, remember that? Ethan was reading the newspaper about the origami killer, and he reacted like he knows something about it, and it's already a thing. But the game told you nothing about that yet, and here I started to think that something's off. And from here we go to, I believe, the main plot hole, the Blackouts. Oh, my favorite Blackouts. After I learned that Ethan was in coma for 6 months after the car accident and that he suffered from depression and trauma, that all makes sense, all made sense. You can black out and have fear of public places. That's okay. But what about all those weird dreams that Shelby address, like when he woke up at the place when Shelby was living as a child, and he was seeing during his blackouts, and how to explain when you wake up with an origami in your hand. Of course, I started to believe Ethan has some sort of a multiple personality disorder, like in the movie Split, and one of those personalities actually was a bad guy. But hold on a second. There is an explanation about this as well. So, during the early stages of Heavy Rain development, Ethan's blackouts were originally going to involve dreams, including him swimming underwater, trying to save Sean, and seeing John Shepard, the Scott's brother. It was all removed because of the lack of story progression. These blackouts were also going to have been caused, this is pay attention guys, so they have been caused by a psychic link formed between Ethan and Scott Shelby, the origami killer, because Scott was present during the Jayden's death episode. Remember, at the end, he was actually watching Ethan trying to save Jayden. So the psychic link allowed Ethan to access the Scott Shelby mind whenever he killed a child, and the blackouts represented killer's memories. I saw a footage showcasing where Ethan was swimming underwater trying to save people, and it all should have been part of the game, part of the actual gameplay, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, even the quick time events. So it's all been there, but it was just cut from the game entirely. It was just taken out of the game due to being a paranormal, mystical elements, and David Cage, the main guy from Quantic Dream, the main persons, wanted to make Heavy Rain about the normal reality. Again, makes sense, but it was never explained or fixed, and it pretty much is a plot hole, which made me so confused. Well, but I don't think it's a game breaker though, but still, it was a great, great confusion. I love this art, by the way. It's quite cool. Now we go to Madison, and Madison is the biggest puzzle for me. Like Madison Paige. The game tells you nothing about her apart from having insane insomnia for no obvious reasons, and that she cannot sleep at home due to nightmares and have to use motels. And that's how she meets Ethan, but again, her motives in helping him and pursuing the origami killer case are unclear till the late part of the game. Why she was after Ethan? What was her motivation? What was behind those nightmares? And what exactly happened to her? We just knew nothing. Nothing. We learned that she's a journalist at the end after that love scene, remember? Finding out her notes and her desire to write an actual book. Why she was doing it in the first place was also a mystery. So I had to go through different videos and articles finding out her origins. So she is a journalist, also she's a photographer, but she never mentions that. And she works for the American Tribune. Maybe it was mentioned somewhere here, or maybe it was mentioned actually in the Taxidermist DLC, which I won't be able to play because it's on PlayStation 3. The reason behind her crippling insomnia actually isn't clear. So it's either the events of the Taxidermist DLC, as I said, which is a prequel to Heavy Rain. And the other version is that Madison was a reporter during the Iraq War. Yes, it's actually a scene. I think it's actually also explained in the Taxidermist DLC. And the horrors she experienced during that Iraq War caused her that insomnia. I'm not sure that those guys are kind of like Iraqi soldiers or whatever, but that makes sense. That makes sense that she was having those nightmares because of the war. And this all was revealed in some of the deleted scenes for the game. I don't know where exactly you could see those, but that's what I read anyway. And all of that actually would be quite nice to know, but the developers decided to make her a mystery woman. So yeah. Let's move on. New art concepts. The next guy, Norman Jayden, one of the characters who has had clear intentions and was the real hero of the story, fighting the dragon, Shelby, and saving the princess, Sean. I loved playing as him, to be honest, from the very, very beginning. He resembles a lot the Iron Man for me because of his ROI glasses and because, Iron Man also had that ability within his iron suit. And also he reminds me a lot of Fox Mulder from the X-Files. I don't know why, but he's also that FBI agent. I think his personality, his appearance is actually quite similar to Fox, and I loved watching X-Files. So I don't know, like Norman Jayden was like instantly likable, cool character I really, really enjoyed playing. And also maybe even Neo from the Matrix, because he could dodge anything really, and his fighting skills are incredible. Like he's a dodge man. I don't know, during the entire game he could literally dodge bullets. I'm not even kidding. And I'm really happy that he was the one to fight Shelby, and that I actually made it so at the end, and that he got recognized as the one who solved the origami killer case. I was really pleased with that. But what about his ending? Like his ending, it feels like he got the worst ending of all the characters, even though he like worked hard for it, and I also tried to not use streptocaine that much. I don't know, but it felt like something was off. I already did research and watched all of his endings, and I think maybe that was actually one of the best, but it still didn't feel like it. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong, but I'm glad he survived, and I hope he is well after all of this. I really like Jayden, as I said. Like, he's my he's my actual hero without a cape, but with glasses. I yeah. I just would love to know more about his life. So yeah, Norman Jayden is cool. Super cool. Scott Shelby. So the last character, the villain, the antagonist. Who would have thought at the beginning that the killer is the most humble and helpful guy around? I actually think it was a great plot idea to first make the character so lovable and then just turn him into a monster. And frankly, after all, it actually feels as a betrayal at the end. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Despite everything he has done, by the way, I mean, not by the way, but what's the word I'm looking for? Despite everything he has done, you somewhat, somehow, still want to understand him, still want to feel for him, and the deep pain he was swimming in for so long just never really found a way out. If you understand what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I guess there is something like you can actually sympathize with him because of his past child trauma, but it's not an excuse, of course, but at least you can maybe try to understand him. When Lauren died, and I was at the same time actually almost convinced that Shelby is the origami killer. I was so sad because I wanted to see what would she do and how would she react once she knows he was her son's murderer. But at the same time, I think it's so cruel. So maybe it was for the better. I don't know. And I have to say, I was skeptical about Lauren at first. Like, she was kind of a character I didn't want to be around. I don't know why, but you just sympathize to her with her character, and her death was a real blow for me. My only mistake and my only regret. As for Shelby, my first suspicion, the real one, appears when Shelby didn't pay any attention to the origami figures he received from the shop owner. Remember, like when there was a robbery. He got all the clues and he never really used them. Like, never. He got all the origami in the box and he never really opened them. He never really examined them. He never really even looked at them. Why? It was the obvious clue, yet he ignored it and later on was just lethargic towards any further investigation. And it seemed as if he was bored even. And if it wasn't for Lauren, he would have never do anything. The cemetery episode was like the final scene for me. It became clear something's off, and then in Blue Lagoon, when he fought Norman, I was certain it's him, because maybe of his appearance and like big massive figure. My biggest question is about Shelby, and maybe not even question, but rather, yeah, maybe, I guess it is a question. My biggest annoyance is why faking his own thoughts and pretending he didn't know who was the killer. I mean, it was done not to spoil the scenario, obviously, of course, but instead of faking it, when he was saying, I wonder who the killer is, I wonder what to do, like, I mean, dude, you know you're the origami killer, like, you know it. You've done everything, but you still act like some dummy. And I don't know, that was just stupid. So instead of that, it would be better to just, keep silence maybe and use different dialogues. I don't know, but to think something better, it just literally felt off and confusing. And at first, of course, when we don't know that Shelby is a killer, it's okay. But when we realize that he actually is a killer, like, dudes, it all just so weird and confusing. It just felt fake now, and it even weird, as I said. It isn't the game breaker again, but it kind of spoils the immersion. Yeah, so I'm done with the characters now. I think because the video is quite long, I will be making the timestamps so you could actually choose what to listen to, what not to listen to. But anyway, now the ending. I am so delighted that I was actually able to save Sean, and I guess was also able to get the best ending ever. I hope, because Gamer Crush, thank you once again so much. I actually laughed when you sent me that comment that you had a blackout, almost had a blackout writing this so much. But I truly appreciate your effort and your explanation, that you explained pretty much everything to me, and you said that that was a best ending indeed. And this is actually the last apartment, I guess. No, I think it's apartment, Madison apartment. Anyway, yeah, it was the best ending, at least for Ethan and Sean. And I know that one of the endings is where Madison publishes her book, and I would like to see that one as well, but I will save that for my next playthrough. I'm so glad that despite failing so many trials, I still saved Sean. Also, I'm happy I didn't have to kill that guy with a shotgun, and that Ethan's fingers is alright. I'm actually quite happy his hand is alright, yeah. On the other hand, I think I was quite close to failing it, because if Madison wasn't present with Ethan at the end, the police, and it actually confirmed, would just shoot Ethan despite saving Sean if he would just come along with his son, which is stupid, I think. But anyway, I'm glad it wasn't the case here. I'm quite proud that all three characters made it and played part in the end. I also like that there is a love story, and that Ethan was also able to fight all of his fears to save his son. It's actually quite cool. And a funny moment, because I was actually suspecting almost everyone during the game, even Madison. Yeah, she was like that mystery woman for me, like all the time. I was like, what's her intentions? Why is she doing this? Why isn't she doing that? This one picture is actually cool. And that garage guy, remember when Ethan got his car for the first trial? I actually thought that was him. But yeah, I'm happy with my ending. Very happy, and making it on my first attempt feels even more sweet. So hell yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this story as well, just like I am. And once again, thank you all for all the likes, comments, and all of your support. I'm not doing it particularly for the likes, for the comments. I hope you understand that. But still, it felt nice to see the support along my journey. And I'm always happy to read you. Always happy. It was all became possible. This playthrough became possible because of you. So yeah, I love you all, guys, so much. You are the best. Also, special shout out to my man Jacob, the person behind all of the thumbnails. Without him, it would not be possible. Thank you a lot, dude. Love you and appreciate your work. So now what? We are done with Heavy Rain. For now, I may return to it one day, but now it's a new story on the horizon. So what next, you would ask? The future of my channel? Well, my goal is to upload more consistently, of course, to have a schedule, or at least being able to upload a couple of videos per week. Like, that's my ultimate goal, to be more consistent. I'm applying for a new job now, and I also have real life responsibilities, so I am not 100% free 24/7, but let's not use that as an excuse. I will do my best and will upload more regularly. At least I will try to, and we will see if I can stick to that routine. I want to make a journey. Yeah, I want to make this I'm sorry. I want to make this my good routine. What about the games? I want to make a journey playthrough, that little game from that game company, as I have been meaning to play it for a long time, and I already have that game, so yeah, I want to try it out. It won't be that long, but I want to share this experience with you, and since it will be my first time playing it, so it should be fun, right? The next, I want to play a little indie game called Virginia. It's a detective mystery story or something like that. Again, it's a short game, like short story game, and I know nothing about that, so it will be another blind playthrough. I don't know why, but I have the urge to play it, so I will be doing that as well. At least I hope I will be doing that. And after that, I want to play another Quantic Dream game, which is, well, let's keep it as a little surprise for now, shall we? Also, I'm open to any suggestions, and if you want me to play any particular game and would love to watch it, please let me know in the comment section down below. I love reading you guys. I really do, and it always makes my day when I see a notification that I have a comment on my videos, so please feel free to suggest or share or tell me anything really. Feedback about this playthrough, like whatever. Anything would be very much appreciated. So let's finish this artwork showcase. I hope you enjoyed those little pictures and they weren't that much of a disturbance for you. Yeah, that garage guy, I think. Yeah, parking lot. And at the end, I want to showcase you one scene. I hope it will be right, and I would be like, and it will be a copyright claim. Oh, that's cool, actually. Look at this. It's Ethan, I guess, dodging bullets. I don't know, but it's cool. Anyway, maybe it's not Ethan. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is real casting, real actors, how all the real people look like, how our characters based on real people. It will be about 5 minutes long, so I will just, be quiet and you will be listening. I think it's cool. Let's do this.
Hey, take it easy, you're gonna knock me over. So this is your big day, huh?
Am I grown up now?
10 years old, that's not exactly grown up, but you're getting there.
So could you just give me a name for the camera?
My name is Pascal Langdale.
What is the text that was given to you?
I have Norman, Jayden, and Ethan as well. Sean may be dead in a few hours. He wants to test me. He wants to punish me for Jason's death. I'm the one who should have died. I wanted to save him. I would have done anything to give my life for his, but I couldn't. Not a day goes by that I don't see his face. Now Sean has got nothing to do with that, nor do any of the other children. This has to stop.
You've got to hand yourself into the police.
Look, if I hand myself into the police, I lose all chances of finding Sean. They'll question me, but I won't be able to tell them anything because I don't know anything. I don't know what happened.
Ethan, you may have killed those children. You don't know what you're capable of. You must end yourself in.
I have to save Sean at all costs. He may be a prisoner somewhere, and I'm the only one who knows where. If I have to face up to all these trials to prove to myself that I love my son, then I'll do it.
Ethan, it's crazy. You have to hand yourself in.
I'll hand myself into the police when I have found Sean. Now, don't... Promise me, you won't inform on me until I have found my son.
Recent report indicates that the police are now treating this as another
Madison Paige.
Hello there, sweetheart.
Look at her.
What can I do for you?
To find the child.
I'd like a room.
Michael Nettie for ICN.
For you? Anything.
That's for sure.
I'm 25, been modelling for 5 years.
I didn't mean to get into modelling at all. I was scouted on the street. I was shopping with my mum. The last time I saw him, he was watching a convoy of trucks going by. I was about 50 yards away, and he suddenly turned and looked at me, locked on my eyes, and I didn't realise what was happening straight away. I heard cries from behind me, everyone started running in slow motion. I just remained motionless, locked on his gaze. I hadn't noticed the detonator in his hand.
Your vast experience hasn't prevented 8 victims from being murdered. Fucking asshole! Blake, if you've got a better plan, I'm willing to listen. Don't be shy. I'm all ears.
Yeah, Leon Ockenden, PFD.
Can you tell me a bit about what you've done recently?
The last thing I did a thing called Richard the Lionheart for the BBC.
Corda confessed.
You beat him all night to make him talk. He would have confessed to Kennedy's assassination if you asked him. Your confession is a heap of shit. Corder is not the origami killer. He's a sick child killer, but he has nothing to do with the disappearance of Sean Mars. We have lost time for nothing. And all this time it continues to rain. According to the weather forecast, we've got less than 12 hours before we reach 7 inches of rainfall. And we haven't the remotest idea where Sean Mars is.
Excellent.
I bought 10 minutes of your time, didn't I?
Leon
All
is
I
so
ask is
cool.
that you use that
So
time
cool.
to answer some questions.
So, this is where you work?
Disappointed?
No, it's just very different from what I imagined. How do you become a private eye?
Well, I was a cop for 20 years, and one fine day my wife decided to run off with, so you should see all the faces of the husbands when they first discover that I know that they have a mistress. It's like a little kid, their hand caught in a cookie jar. I could have tripled my salary. If I accepted everything they promised me, just to keep quiet.
Blake, and this is Lauren. Lauren is also so cool. I really loved the actor who played Ethan. They're so similar, like they so look alike. It's great. I really loved it. What about Norman, that Leon dude? He's just insane. Let's go. I think this is it. It's been a long video, so I hope you guys made it till the end. Thank you all so much for stopping by, for being here, for watching and listening, and being just your wonderful self. Keep an eye on my next uploads. You might be surprised. Share with me anything you want. Stay healthy and awesome, and I love you all. Bye bye.